today's mission is to get the heater box installed and plumbed up with the right heater hoses. I spent some money and I bought these grommets that go right there. I just thought it'd be a nice detail to put grommets in those holes. You see those two holes for the heater hose to go to the heater core. My shadow's in the way, but I think they're going to be a nice touch, so I decided to spend the money on that. So the hoses are going in. Got them passed through there. This is the temperature control valve that was donated to me by Joe Sousa in Rhode Island, and then the controller for that was donated by my friend Rick Foley. I got to work on that a little bit later. And those are going to connect to the motor block over there. I got to cut that hose. It's a little bit long. But right now what I want to do is go inside and make sure I get the heater core connected to the two hoses going through the firewall. So as you can see on this side, the hoses come through the firewall, and I got to get them connected to the heater core right there, and then mount the heater core. Either that or I mount the heater core first and then try to connect the hoses. I wonder which is easier. I'll try it both ways. So first I'll try to put the heater core up in the air or mount it to the firewall and see if I can get the hoses to connect. If not, I'll reconnect the hoses. So there it is, all mounted. Turns out that the hoses you can get at the hoses from underneath. You kind of got to lay on your back right here and reach up. But the hose is mounted pretty easily. So you got to ask what's next. And this is the control rod for the heater. That goes right here. See, it says warmer on it. I don't know if it'll focus. But the bracket's broken. So what I need to do is take this. I think I have to cut this piece off here. Slip the old cut bracket here. Bring it down in the light so you can see. That bracket's been cut. Whoever salvaged it, just cut through it instead of unscrewing it, which is fine. I'm very grateful to my friend Rick in New Hampshire for giving it to me. They're not easy to find. Nobody sells them aftermarket, so I'm glad I got it. But I just got to get that set up. And then there's like a throttle cable type of deal to move. Let me see if I can do this without my hand in the shadow. This is for defrost heat. So when it's this way, the heat comes out through the bottom here. When you go this way, it goes out through these tubes, and those tubes need to connect up to the vents here for the windshield for the defrost. And then that throttle cable kind of deal is over on the left-hand side of the steering column. So that's what it looks like inside. And I'll show you how it looks under the hood now. So here's a view from the driver's seat. Now if I turn the key on, there's that switch that turns the fan on, turns it to low, and then this pull is what works the flapper on the blower motor over there. I just haven't figured out how to connect it to the flapper on that end. So it's coming along. So under the hood I got the heater hoses. They come from the engine, or one comes from the engine, goes in through the control valve, out of the control valve into the heater core, out of the heater core. See, I got the grommets on, and then I put this bracket on. This is a factory bracket that I saved, cleaned up, put that back in, and then the hoses go around and connect to the water pump. So I think it looks pretty good. It's like you got a model that things work on it. The doors open, the windshield wipers work, the heater's going to work, even though I'll probably never drive this in the winter. And I enjoy doing this. So what I'm going to start working on now is those little details inside the cab rather. I got to get the electrical motor hooked up. Well, let me just show you this. So this is the aftermarket motor because the factory motor stopped working. And it's a little smaller, a little different, and I've got to get a ring. There's a trim ring that goes around here, and I got to get one. And then there's another style of heater core which just uses a blank off plate, which is what this truck originally had, was a Chevrolet, the other style of heater. I might refurbish that one day. In the meantime, I've got plenty of other things to do. So thanks for watching, and if you think of a catchphrase, I could really use one.